Konnichiwa, and welcome to the Samurai Way, the podcast where we dive into the wisdom of the samurai, the art of Japanese living, and the philosophies that help us live with purpose and perseverance. I'm Lori Tsugawa, and whether you're here to explore Bushido, the samurai, uncover the meaning of Ikigai, or just looking for a little extra gambaru, never give up spirit in your daily life, you're in the right place. So grab a cup of tea, get comfortable, and let's walk this path together. Are you ready? Let's begin. Fushimi Inari Taisha, Pathways of Spirit, Memory, and Sushi. Konnichiwa, minasan. Hello, everyone. And today on the Samurai Way podcast, we're going to explore the sacred and iconic Fushimi Inari Taisha in Kyoto, Japan. Its spiritual roots, striking visual symbolism, and how it inspired a delicious personal journey that began in my grandmother's kitchen. Fushimi Inari Taisha is located in Kyoto, Japan. It's one of the oldest and most visited shrines in Japan. In fact, they say around New Year's that millions of people come to visit and pay their respects to the shrine. It was founded in 711 AD, predating Kyoto as the capital. It was dedicated to Inari Okami, the Shinto god of rice, agriculture, fertility, business, and prosperity. The thousands of vermilion torii gates were donated by individuals or businesses as prayers or thanks. So when you go to Fushimi Inari, or you see pictures, one side it will be the plain vermilion, and the other side will have the beautiful kanji of the business or the family or the corporation that has donated the gate. And you will also see guardian fox statue. They call them kitsune. It's believed to be the messengers of Inari, often holding keys or scrolls in their mouths. And the hike up to Mount Inari is a spiritual pilgrimage and journey inward. And it is quite a hike, I might add. 2 to 3 hours to go up, but it's beautiful. And some people aren't able to make that hike because it's quite rigorous. But there are stopping places. There's places to rest. They also have little vending machines on the way up too. So walking through the gates is like passing through layers and time and spirit. Each step a prayer, a hope, and promise. And I like the beautiful Inari Taisha gates so much that I put it on my first book. It was on the cover of my self-published book. And then also I have them on my bookmarks because I like that image so much. Inari's deep connection to abundance, food, and commerce. It's how businesses owners visit Fushimi Inari to pray for success. The fox is a symbol of spiritual protection, mystery, and loyalty. The role of the shrine in New Year's visits, Hatsumode, and seasonal festivals. And there were a lot of people there around New Year's. That's when I went there with my 2 grandchildren, and it was crowded. And they had more food and booths there than I've ever seen it, because I've usually been there in the spring or in the fall. And a Fushimi Inari Taisha is a place of introspection and transformation. The long trails encouraging thought and gratitude. So as you go up the trails, you will experience this, and each person has a different experience, and it is a little bit of a rigorous hike, but you can always turn around and go back, or you can rest. And it's not just a shrine that holds the deep meaning. It's also what we offer and what we eat. As a young child, I loved the soft, sweet, savory flavor of Inari sushi. And I thought at that time, I'm going to learn how to make them someday, the way that Grandma made them. She made it for special occasions, and she also made it for us sometimes. And it was always more than food. It was love, memory, and culture. So the connection between Inari and Inari Sushi was thought to be a favorite of the Fox Messengers. I know it was our favorite, or my favorite, and it was a journey to learn how to make it because my mother didn't teach me. She taught me how to make futomaki, but she didn't teach me how to make inari sushi because she didn't like them, but I did. So it's my journey of making that childhood memory come alive and actually honoring my grandmother. And cooking it became a spiritual act. It's a way of staying connected with my grandmother, whom I dearly love, and with my cultural heritage. And I learned how to make it through other people and going to a bazaar one time and working with the little Japanese ladies. They would say, you take 5 of them and you cut the pouch in half, take 5 of them and line them up very neatly, squeeze the extra water out of them, and then put them in the tray. So that's what they did. Everything was so methodical. And now I understand why, because you don't just make them and throw them into a pile. Everything in Japan is very neat and orderly. And I'll always remember my grandma every time I make them, every time I eat them. They're one of my favorite foods to eat. And I hope that you can try them someday because you can purchase them here in the United States at Asian food markets or Asian stores or Asian restaurants. And also they have kitsune udon or kitsune soba, where they would take this so the pouch, it's seasoned with the sugar and the vinegar, and they put it on top of your noodles. And so that's kitsune udon or kitsune soba. Udon are the wheat noodles. Soba is the buckwheat noodles. And so that's one way that you can remember it. Kitsune is the fox, and they say that the fox, that's their favorite food. I don't know if it is or not, but I like it. It's a favorite of many people because it's much easier to, um, shall we say, it's more palatable for most people, and it's a really good introduction to sushi. But it's sushi. People think of sushi and sashimi as the same, but they're not. Sushi is like the inari sushi. Sashimi is the raw fish. So Fushimi Inari is a symbol of spiritual pathways, how its gates mirror the paths of our own lives, and the shrine's deep connection to gratitude, sustenance, and intention. So when you climb those stairs to go to the top of the mountain or partway up the mountain, you will sense something shifting in your life, perhaps. And the way that food like Inari Sushi keeps cultural memories alive, and especially across generations. So the next time that you enjoy Inari Sushi, I hope you think of it not just the sweet flavor, but generations of hands that have folded it before with devotion, with memory, and with joy. Thank you so much for listening and joining me in this Samurai Way podcast, and encourage you and your friends to visit Fushimi Inari someday. Fushimi Inari is a more casual way. Fushimi Inari Taisha is more formal. And just to remind you again, there's no admittance fee there to go up to the mountain or the top of Mount Inari. So consider their own food and culture. So like, share, subscribe, and I would love to hear your feedback. So until we meet again, mata ne. And that's a wrap for today's episode, The Samurai Way. I hope you found a little inspiration, a new perspective, or just something to reflect upon as you go about your day. Now remember, the samurai spirit isn't just about history. It's about how you show up, face challenges, and live with purpose. Whether it's Ikigai guiding your path or a little extra Ganbaru pushing you forward, keep walking strong. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe, share, or leave a review. It really helps. And if you've got some thoughts, questions, or you just want to connect, just contact me. So until next time, stay focused, stay determined, and keep living with purpose. Mata ne.